Do you think consuming no fish at all is the absolute answer here? Is there like a middle ground? Is there some way we can kind of entice the kind of general population? Because I know, I'm sure you get this a lot. I spoke to a couple of friends and brothers, and they're like, yeah, I watched Seaspiracy. Next day I ate sushi. And I'm like, how does that even make sense?
Wow. Yeah. Well, look, for you and me and your listeners, yeah, ditch it. You don't need it. Eat plants, do it well, and you'll be fine. And fish aren't just inanimate objects in the ocean that are, you know, one of the things that people I think walk away from with the film is realizing that, tuna isn't a sandwich filling. It's a wild animal, and recognizing the beauty of animals in the ocean. And these species are endangered. Many of these species that we're killing and eating are threatened or endangered. It's like going out into the African savannah, hunting down a rhino, chopping it up and putting it in a sandwich. I mean, come on, this is not. You have to ask ourselves the question: is this the species that we want to be? And I think a quote that I think I saw in your podcast is, we are not a reflection of our environment. Our environment is a reflection of us. And I think there's no wonder why we're seeing such decimation in the natural world is because it's the decisions that we make that's impacting the entire planet. Now, that's not to say that there aren't people around the world that may need to depend on fish. And in fact, the best thing that we can do in a more privileged scenario that we find ourselves in to safeguard those communities that they can put food on their tables is actually not to eat the fish that they would otherwise be catching. Most of the fish that is being caught around, for example, the West African coastline is caught by these industrial vessels that are being subsidized by our tax money, capturing all those the fish, sending it back to the rest of the developed world. And meanwhile, those small local artisanal coastal fishermen now don't have anything to catch. They'll maybe catch some plastic from the ocean, or they have to buy back the fish from the very people that are stealing it from them. This is a global industry that's completely ravaging the oceans. And so, yeah, for us, yeah, the best thing we can do is just to leave it off of our plate.